Hello and welcome to the Prostate Zone. I'm Fiona and this is Colin.
Hi Fiona.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to be here.
Colin is the lucky recipient of a penile implant. What is a penile implant? I'll get Colin to explain.
Oh, it's a pair of tubes, I guess, that go into the corpus cavernosum of the penis. One in each side with a little pump that's put inside the scrotum and a reservoir in the lower abdomen, just in the pelvis area. And when required, you squeeze the little pump, and which looks like that. It's,
oh wow!
Sits inside in my scrotum. So the pump is fitted in there, and when you want it, you just hold it and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
May I?
And it pumps up. There's tubes coming out the top, of course. Yes, it is quite firm, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I imagine it would take a while to get used to that.
The internal one is actually firmer than that.
Wow. And exactly where in your anatomy is that?
It's in the scrotum. It hangs between the two that are already there, the testes. It's yeah, I'm the quintessential man with three balls.
Wow.
Of course, when you're finished and you've had enough, there's a little button here. You just hold that, press that in, opens a valve, squeeze the penis, and the fluid is pushed back into the reservoir.
That's fantastic. So. Okay. How does it feel in your anatomy? And actually, let's go back to when you actually had the operation. What was the pain factor like? Because I know a lot of blokes would be interested in how that pain is. How does it rate? How long does it last?
I think I'm one of the few lucky ones. It is quite painful. But to me, I didn't have a great issue with that. The surgeon actually complained that they didn't send me home from the hospital with endone or one of those heavy drugs. But I found I didn't need it. I found that Panadol was sufficient for me. I talked to another guy I met who had the surgery, and he said, look, it was very painful for the first little while, but at the end of 2 weeks he was out on a motorbike ride, so he assumed that the pain wasn't that heavy.
That's great.
But yes, it's very sensitive for a while, touching and bending and those sort of things until all the healing is completed, which takes a while.
So how far down the track are you now from the actual procedure?
The surgery was early November, so we're
July.
7, 8 months.
Okay, and now is there any tenderness?
No.
Okay, so now effectively it feels like pretty much like normal.
To feel it, it feels slightly different because you can feel those tubes when they're, well, only when they're empty. When they're erect, of course, you can't, it's just a normal penis. But when they're empty, you can feel the sort of flattened out tube edges. But he bends around, he's put him where I want, up, down, there's no, it's just as flexible as before.
Now, is it true that unlike a standard erection where the penis is sort of sticking more or less upright, that when you have an implant it doesn't do that?
Yes, that's probably my only reservation with it. He doesn't stand up and look at me while I'm shaving anymore. He sort of just sticks straight out and watches the taps running.
So he's more or less in that direction?
Yes, he sticks straight out the front now instead of standing up.
But he is fully movable within the range? Yes, okay. And when he's not upright, he sits quite happily wherever he used to sit?
Yep, no different.
That's great. And emotionally, this must have been quite a journey for you.
Yeah. There was actually a lot of excitement once we decided to do the implant and getting it on, down the track and things were starting to move. But yeah, that 2 or 3 years in between the prostatectomy and getting to that stage was a real roller coaster. It was quite, I went through periods of depression and just why bother, and that's the end of my sex life, my love life. It's hard to get involved anymore. So Yeah, there was a big roller coaster there. But now, no,
Things are
happy
looking
as
up.
Larry, as they say. I'm not sure
Whoever
why Larry was so happy.
Yes, or who he was. But I suppose now, as you're looking forward in your life and you would like to have a partner in your life,
Well, I have started dating again, so that's a
fabulous.
step in the right direction.
Yes, I understand that there are men out there who may not have gone down the path that you have. They're still in the post-operation phase where they've still got hit and miss style erections and a bit of dribble, but they are still putting themselves out there and going through the experience of explaining to a new partner, well, things are different downstairs than you might be used to. So I guess that's something to bear in mind as you go forward.
Oh, we'll find out when we get to that stage,
Yeah.
not having tested it with a partner yet.
Have you thought of any strategies?
No, I pretty much wing it, play it by ear.
Yes. Have you thought of introducing him as somebody special?
That will probably become part of the conversation, but not on the first date.
And so now you're at this point and you've got no regrets. Okay. What would you say to a man who's gone through a similar pathway to you? How long do you think it would be reasonable for them to wait and try other things? I mean, do you think there should be a time frame?
Probably there should be. The medical profession recommend 2 years.
Right.
If you haven't got anything by 2 years, you're probably not going to get anything.
Yeah.
And that's probably about right.
Okay.
So,
Well,
but I guess the thing I would like to say is, if you've gone through that 2 years and nothing's happening, don't give up, don't stop. There are options. Get out there and investigate this. It's a worthwhile thing. Yeah, it's a bit awkward and a bit uncomfortable and a bit expensive, but well worth it.
thank you, Colin. All of that theory is fantastic, but I think we probably need a demonstration, don't you?
I think that's a good idea, Fiona.
We'll be back in a minute.